Ooh, but look at this. Jarvan almost able to find Tristana, but then the Janna to the rescue. Here comes Cho'Gath. Nom 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 nom. Trying to find Pac-Man, but it's still going over the Janna.
He's going to end up taking everybody very well on the side of IDK. Featherstorm coming out takes also another huge chunk out of IDK. He's going to end up picking off Infernatus, followed up by...
Ooh, he finally gets the hook, and there's no flash on this Lulu. Are they going to be able to put it through? There's no Ignite to follow up. Xayah versus Lulu, and it's Twitch versus Thresh. Twitch under the tower, the last auto comes through, and here comes Jarvan trying to bring it through, and there is Xayah going to be going down. That is a double kill for the Twitch.
But then you lose your chance to really peel anybody off Tristana.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, Tristana, you should be able to do it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right. You
With
know,
both
but
the ultimate and the jump.
yeah. I mean, but you're also, I guess it's like from game to game you'd have to look at it. Like in the last game, I think that there was just too much CC for even just the jump and the ultimate to take care of. I mean, because you had Kayn that was able to jump in. You had Gnar to take care of. You had the Vlad, which is gonna get banned out here. Are we on? We should be on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have. You had the Vlad that was able to dash in and do a lot of damage. There was just so much more mobility out of the side of Purdue that we have a producer saying yes, we're on, so thank you. Yeah, no, but there was way too much mobility even just for those two abilities to really be enough, you know. And if you're using the Blitzcrank hook to take out to bring in that first kill, you're losing a little bit to be able to, you know, pull people off of the Trist. You do have Gragas, but the thing is they were layering all of their CC onto one person and not able to use any of that to guard their ADC, you know.
Apparently the Blitzcrank was enough of a problem though to get banned out.
I think so.
Maybe they're just like really annoyed of not being able to choose
man.
where they go. But
Yeah.
they won't go with the Tristana again. Hopefully we can see a bit more of a playmaking.
Support. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think that Tristana was a really good pick. Like, Pseudo is really good on Tristana. So the fact that he was able to keep that, I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, especially with how powerful Tristana is in the meta right now, I'm pretty surprised. But I mean, the Taric being banned away means a lot. They're actually trying to starve out Lost Person there, because the two people that Lost Person plays the most is Taric and Blitzcrank. So we do have Jace being picked up by Thieves, and looks like Lulu being picked up for Freddo. So
simple picks again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I remember Jace was banned in the last game.
So. Right. You're right. Yeah, that's actually been a pretty popular pick for Thieves. Looking through his game history, he's been able to show up pretty well on the Jace. It's going to be interesting to see what build he decides to go with that, though.
Well, boy, it's Bard.
Yeah, I'm actually real excited about this.
Dude, Bard's the best.
Man, it's always so disappointing when you're like, yes, here's the ultimate. The Fate's Call comes out, and it falls a little bit short. Like, or you actually catch yourself, because I love taking Bard mid lane, because you put all your points and you go Lich Bane, right? So you just ult somebody and you walk up and you just Q auto, and they're usually toast. Ooh, the Aurelion Soul pickup there for a Holy Carp.
Another ban coming to
come
back.
Yeah. Oh, and the Victor for Maston. This is actually one that he's very good on. And plus, with the amount, I think Victor has a lot more tools, and a lot more to offer his team right now, especially going into an Aurelion Soul. You know, being able to clear those waves so quickly. I think he'll be able to deal out a lot more damage. Plus, you hit that 2-item spike with Victor. You know, you hit the I guess it's 3 items because you have the fully upgraded Hex Core, and then you've got Lichbane and
Marvel.
Rylai's.
Oh, Riley's.
And you can blow up most carries. Just 3-shot most carries. Ooh, all right. Yeah, the Cho'Gath was also apparently an issue, and wow, yeah, that's 3 picks from last game they decided to ban out. So I think Purdue is just kind of like trying to kind of see what kind of muscles IUK has. It's gonna cause them to be a little bit more I don't know ingenious here. Also, the Kayn ban from IUK is interesting.
Oh, isn't I would say that's probably what kept the Gragas from being more of a problem in that game. It's just the fact that he did do a lot of counter jungling.
Yeah, like I mean it's perfect. Like Kayn is the perfect counter jungler. You can just like you dash in, you take the camp, and then you just slide out through a wall like a freaking snake. It's so annoying to play against.
I would not take that trade, Twitch and Kayn. I would totally ban Twitch and take the Kayn, have them take the Kayn.
Huh. Interesting.
I definitely think that this is a major mistake by IUK.
Okay, I can see the reasoning, right? So one of IUK's big carries is actually Infernatus from the jungle, right? The guy is really good. So making sure that he has enough room to be able to farm safely, to be able to get to lanes and gank and be effective is pretty important. You know, being able to move him around is pretty key in their game. So they wanted to get rid of the Kayn, get rid of the threat there of him being counter jungled too bad. Yeah, both teams are because both teams are really playing around the jungle here heavily. It's going to be interesting to see what build Gungu decides to go on this Rek'Sai. So, I mean, does he go the solo queue build? Does he go the assassin Rek'Sai? Or does he decide to go with the tanky teamfight Rek'Sai? I don't know. What do you think is going to end up happening?
I think they're going to go for tanky teamfight. You look at that team, it's a Jace that builds Bruiser. You have 2 damage, and then pretty much a squishy support. You have no other tank.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, like, because I've seen, just this past weekend, right, you had that game with Cloud9 and CLG, and we ended up seeing that Assassin Rek'Sai come out with the Black Cleaver. And I mean, like, I can see the arguments for both, right? Like, Rek'Sai, the biggest problem people have with Rek'Sai is that scales off really hard at the end of the game. And I think we're actually going to go ahead and keep you guys here for a bit and continue talking about this stuff through the 3-minute loadout. Just let the game catch up and whatnot. But no. So Rek'Sai ends up leveling off, or leveling off somewhere around mid game. Once you build those tank items, right? Your damage just isn't really there anymore. But I mean, you still have a lot of the disrupt, the stuff that Rek'Sai is really good at.
When you get into that point in the game, I think you just become either initiation or disruption.
You're just kind of a knockup team, or a knockup bot at that point.
It's like that's basically your function. I think that's the main reason why in like solo queue and most other team games you don't really see that build. Because that's no fun.
Rek'Sai is really difficult to execute in a solo queue fashion, because there is so much coordination that is needed to pull off Rek'Sai, especially like in the tanky build. I mean, if you can build enough damage, you can take on pretty much anybody by yourself. But if you go that tanky build, you need to be relying on everybody else to be able to supply that damage for you. And the knockup is really good, but it's difficult. I think it's going to be interesting to see the ganks that Purdue's going to be able to pull off with the Aurelion Sol Rek'Sai. However, I think that Aurelion Sol is going to have because that after last game, Infernatus is going to be camping that mid lane super hard, right?
Well, he sort of has to.
Yeah, there's not much of a choice. Like,
you look at the team. It's like if you gank Shen, you might get a kill on the Jace, but that's not really going to throw Shen way ahead of the Jace.
No.
You really only have two options,
Mm-hmm.
and if you go bot side, Twitch has invisibility and a Lulu to protect him from, so the mid lane is basically the only lane that he's able to go into.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I totally agree. You know, like Shen is going to be doing just fine, farming up there, essentially just AFK farming, you know, until he's needed across the map. I mean, you've got the bot side with, you know, Tristana and Bard, who are just essentially going to be trying to stay safe, because I mean, you have to stay near your turret if you're against a Twitch. And so yeah, the only thing that that J4 is really going to be able to gank is that mid lane with the Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol has, if you're not careful, just with his passive, you can push your lane a little bit too hard, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be pushed back just as hard with the Victor, but it kind of, this game, I'm going to say, is gonna, you know, revolve heavily around how well Mastin's able to pull off, this Victor, you know? Is he going to be able to get to that key item spike with the full build Hex Core and the Lichbane? You know, when is he going to be able to do that before Aurelion Sol is going to be able to pick up that Rylai's? You know, so it's going to be really telling. But either way, should be a really fun game here. So
as we load up onto the rifts, they're going to start spawning right now.
Yeah, super exciting. I might be a little bit late into this one again, so you're gonna have to fill me in on what's going on. Yeah. Yes, and Mastin is playing the absolute best skin ever that's ever been existed because it has a scarf. Full Machine Victor. Ooh, all right. Yeah, it looks like there's not really going to be any sort of invade coming out of IUK this time, but Purdue might be looking for something a little bit cheeky. It looks like they're just going to try to grab some vision. Yeah, typical 5-man lineup. So you don't really expect anything fancy out of a lot of these college teams when it comes to their starts. Usually they'll go for that 5-man lineup. You know, you try to get a little bit of harass off if you can onto the enemy team, put a little bit of just physical pressure. I
really wanted to see another invade.
I think IUK learned their lesson last time.
No,
I don't really think they want any of that.
You got a Bard.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
It's 10 times better than a Blitzcrank invade.
I'm gonna give you that because it is, yeah, absolutely better than a Blitzcrank invade. Like, the fact that, I mean, you've got that double stun, you know, and it does a decent amount of damage too, which I think is the best part about Bard, is like, without doing a whole lot, you can, ooh, wow, Mastin taking a beating here from that passive. Holycarp is able to put down so much, just from that first toggle of his W. So, and that's something Mastin's gonna really have to look out for, is like, making sure he's not taking too much damage in those trades, and making sure he's positioning himself correctly within the Aurelion Sol ring. So that's going to be
very skilled in maneuvering it. You could see that Mastin was trying to get out of it, but he was just not able to. Like, all of his moves are being predicted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's almost like there's a bot. Gasp. No, but it's interesting to see somebody be so proficient on Aurelion Sol. I mean, it's early in the game, so we're gonna have to see if that proficiency is really there or if it's just a fluke. But wow, lots of damage coming down on the Holycarp though. Yikes, Infernatus is going to have to bust the flash to get out of there. Gungu going to jump down on top of him anyway. Running under turret for safety. Infernatus, however, is going to die to the red buff. Yikes, Gungu picking up the first kill of the game. That's going to be some trouble for Infernatus.
I 100% thought he got away with like this sliver of health.
You know, so did I. It was the red, but it was just the red buff that ticked him. So I mean, actually, that was good on Gungu for recognizing that he doesn't actually have to stick around for the rest of the damage. But yeah, Infernatus might have actually stuck around a little bit too long under that. He might have wanted to get out just a little bit sooner, but hey, I think he can. He got most of his jungle farm there, so it's not putting him at too much of a disadvantage, you know.
Slight advantage is already going to be starting getting built up by Purdue. 300.
I mean,
600
yeah,
gold.
It's not too
simple
much.
farming differences. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this early in the game, you know. That's. I mean, hey, that's Dorn. You know. Ooh. Some nice trading going on in the bots and the top side. But yeah, I mean, like this game looks a whole. I mean, even just from the first couple minutes of this, so much different from the first game that we watched, right? You did have that invade coming through from Gungu, but it's not nearly the same. You know, it's not this hyper aggressive, constantly in their jungle sort of invade. It's the go in, find the jungler, pick him off, and then go back to your own. You know, which honestly is fairly smart, knowing that I mean you do have the Victor, who has a pretty decent early game once he hits level 3. So he does have to be careful, but yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not doing too bad.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm going to stumble over my own mouth for a couple seconds.
No, it's okay.
What I'm thinking of.
No, sometimes you just need... Oh, wow. Well, all right. Well, an early gank coming down here from Infernatus. He's going to try to run out of that stun. Doesn't quite make it. Holycarp following up with a decent amount of damage, attempting to chase him down. Is he going to end up catching up, though? Ooh, looks like the passive almost has him. Oh, gosh. All right, yeah, not able to get out of there quite fast enough. But, wow. That is too bad. That is 2 kills going over to Purdue off of Infernatus. Just not able to outrun those orbs, you know? And they're so deceptive, too. Ooh, a gank coming in from Gungu. He's going to be under this turret, taking as much damage as he can. One last start auto would have taken him down, but he ends up getting out with his life. They don't get the kill there, but they get enough damage down to make Maston back here. So, and I think that's the really important part. They're trying to keep Maston out of lane as long as possible, because Maston is going to hit a point when he can simply Q through a wave of minions, right? And they're trying to hold that off as long as possible. That way, his lane is still gankable, you know. So, I mean, that was a really well executed gank from Gungu, and I think it did what they wanted for it, you know.
Yeah, it was just the flashing. Maston was able to flash Holycarp's ult, so it made it just not quite as worth, but it's still a 5-minute cooldown for a roughly 2-minute one.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think, yeah, the big thing was, like, if they continue to do that and keep Maston out of lane, it's going to be even harder. The brilliant thing about the pick, what I think I like most about the Victor pick, however, is that you have this massive harass length, right? So let's see. Now that I believe he's got the first upgrade on his hex core. Let's see.
It's not showing me the name, so I'm going to guess yes.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I was actually just looking for him to W again. I'm pretty sure. I always forget the colors, though. It's frustrating. Yep, okay, he's got the upgrade on that. Ooh, a beautiful dodge there coming out of Maston, able to get out of that stun. Gonna put a decent amount of damage returned. Some more harass going down in the bot lane. But yeah, he was able to put on a decent amount of damage onto Holycarp. He's gonna go ahead and heal that right back up, though, with the help from his corrupting potion. But Still well done from Mastin. The ult is going to come out of him, however, but he is able to put him extremely low. Going to be able to put Holy Carp extremely low. Lost Person coming in to help out. Is he going to be able to do anything, though? He hasn't been able to shoot off an ability. The ultimate coming out of Mundo Yu's headbutt. Oh, and the ultimate follow-up from Lost Person will end up taking down Holy Carp with the aid of
I don't like this. I don't think Infernation is going that.
Oh boy, they have no idea what's going on here. Alright, Gungu looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to turn back onto Lost Person trying to pick up another kill? Gungu, however, is going to burrow out the ultimate, and the flash over the wall from Gungu is going to end up taking down Lost Person. However, he's going to be followed up by Mundo Yu's headbutt, and Infernatus picking up a kill onto Gungu. Wow, that was an impressive play out of Gungu. And I was really, really rooting there for Lost Person.
Yeah, it was sort of weird how he was able to get out. Because
yeah,
I know Bard Tunnel has some weird physics along with it, but being able to jump into a wall is pretty...
It's bizarre. So I think what happened was... So, Lost Person went through the tunnel. Gungu followed up with a Prey Seeker, right? And the Prey Seeker hit Lost Person while he was in the tunnel. And then Gungu used his ult to kill him through, like, inside of the wall. And then I think he came out at the end point of the tunnel and then flashed over the wall. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I tried to do what I could there, but I wasn't entirely... Alright, a lot of damage going down.
I'm not really sure either. We would have to see a replay. I don't think we have that capability.
Nope, I don't think so either. Ooh, looks like Mundo and Infernatus might be in trouble here. The Prey Seeker coming out from Gungu. The flash forward from Infernatus. Oh, it looks like Mundo is going to be shut down, however. Or, sorry, the flash coming out from Mundo. However, they're not going to get out with their lives. Yeah, that roam from Holy Carp in the mid lane. Oh, it looks like the action's not over. Mastin is going to end up being taken out by Gungu. Unfortunately, he tried to save that tower, but 1v3 under there is just not going to cut it.
I gotta love that directed camera. Immediately changing away from anything once deaths come.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh, hey, I guess the action's done here. Alright, let's go somewhere. Oh, sorry, somebody else is being killed. Rito, please. Yeah, no, actually, that was a very well executed dive from Purdue, and Mastin gave it his best shot trying to defend that turret. I don't know if he had the right idea there, trying to defend it by himself after seeing two of his teammates go down. You just have so much dive potential on Purdue, just being so many ways to get in and out of a fight there underneath turret that I don't know if it was really worth it him walking up there to defend it. But I understand the concept there, and I applaud his efforts. All right. Well, hey. Oh, sorry.
I think the thought process that they're thinking of was like, last game their bot tower fell, and then just like then it was top, then it was. So right. they as they were losing control of their junglers, like they lost control of the game.
Sort of like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, we can't have this. We can't have this happen again.
Wait a second. This is our game. Yeah. I think you might actually have a point there. Ooh, it looks like something's going on here. We have Lost Person coming in over the wall, looking for a Q. The Fate's Call will miss. Go wide. Gonna go ahead and grab Fredo in the stun. Infernatus having to retreat away from the tower. The ultimate coming out of Shen will end up putting him in the bot lane. Oh. Nope, it actually got canceled in the top lane there. So no one coming down to save anybody in the bot lane. There will be some carnage. The casualties there were Infernatus and Lost Person going down in that skirmish. Yeah, Mundo Yu's headbutt got interrupted there while he was trying to ult down. And so the shield wore off early. Ooh, Mastin might also be in trouble here. Flashing Thor to try to get the last amount of damage down onto Holy Carp. However, it's not going to translate. Gungu gonna go ahead and take down Mastin in the process. Mastin busting a flash in sort of a greedy move. Didn't decide to just take off, but I think it was more desperation than anything. He knew he couldn't really get anything out of it, so... I mean, you might as well go all in, you know?
Well, I think he's just looking for that 300 gold. He's currently hurting on both farm and KDA.
Yeah, I do think you're right there, trying to make up wherever you can. At some point, you just kind of, you kind of have to take those risks and hope that they pay off. At this point, Infernadus can't stand up to Gungu in the jungle. If he gets caught out, it might be game over, for Infernadus at least. Let's look at the builds real quick to see what exactly everybody's coming up with. So it does look like we're going to be getting that Black Cleaver build that we were talking about out of Gungu. Ooh, the ultimate coming out on the bot side from Sam isn't going to end up picking anybody up there, but it will force the bot lane of IUK back to the turret. Yikes. The damage coming out of Sam right now is atrocious. He's already got the Rune's Hurricane built and that BF sword, and it is absolutely punishing right now. Ooh, flash me out of Infernadus. He runs back to the mid lane. Looks like the Frost is going to be poured out onto him. He might survive here, though. Mastin running in for a little bit of damage of his own. Looks like Mundo is attempting to get something done. Will he have to dash out, though? Looks like it. Dash out right the last time. Ooh, Sam and Suda also getting into it here on the bot side. Oh, just a few more autos will clench it. Ooh, Suda with the beautiful jump will end up pulling something off for himself there. Looks like Mundo used headbutt retreating under turret as well. Ooh, the ultimate coming out of Gungu will end up spelling the death for Pseudo there. He tried to flash the ultimate, but was a little bit too late there, you know? Ooh. Alright, so the flash being pulled out here for Gungu will end up falling to, looks like that goes over to Lost Person. However, that was a beautiful taunt from Mundo used headbutt. There is so much action going on right now. Ooh.
15 minutes in, there's a total of 15 kills.
That two-person Fade's call won't end up yielding anything just yet. Mastin goes down in the process under the might of Thieves. Wow. Let's talk for a second. That was a really, really nice Fade's call. Despite the fact that it didn't pay off for them. I mean, you got two people just on the outer edge. Mastin got a little bit too far ahead of his team, however.
Well, if you also look at it, there's like no ultimate cooldowns available for any of them.
Yeah.
Furnace used his ulti to kill Gungu in the earlier fight, so...
I think we really just watched a 2-minute team fight. I mean, because that was a solid 2 minutes of really nothing but just a trade of ultimates, you know, and IUK ended up on the wrong side of that. Using all of their ultimates as reaction, it didn't really help them all too much. Windrake looks like it's going over to Purdue, though.
Looks like next Drake will also Cloud Drake. We're gonna be running super speedy right now.
Apparently, yeah, it's gonna be like last game all over again, where just zooming all over the map. This is so good for Purdue, though. Those Cloud Drakes. I know we were talking about like favorite Cloud Drakes or favorite Drakes and whatnot earlier. This is the one thing that Cloud Drake does really well, though, right? These comps that are supposed to be all over the map. You have such high mobility on the side of Purdue, right? When you have that extra movement speed when you're out of combat, you can move to these other objectives so fast, and possibly beat the vision out for the other team too. They might need to get out. It looks like IUK is eyeing this Rift Herald pretty heavily. He's going to go ahead and reset, run back to the pit. Looks like teams are lining up here to attempt to contest this. IUK doesn't really have a choice right now. They sort of need to be able to contest this Rift Herald, otherwise that could spell the end for at least 2 turrets. Ooh, the ultimate coming down from Mundo used headbutt. He's going to end up on the bot side. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you have Holy Carp doing a ton of damage down onto Mastin. Going to end up taking him out as well. Chasing after Lost Person. He's going to be able to keep anything. Nope. Going to throw the stun over the wall. Not going to hit him, though. However, they will pick up that 1 kill onto Mastin. Baron spawning in about a minute and 50.
Yeah, min 50, and they're just going to take mid tower for next to nothing. There's not much of a defense that they can really put up against it, especially with just Tristana and Bot.
Yeah, not really. With Mastin being caught out as often as he is, there's not a whole lot of damage that IUK can put out right now. They haven't been able to get the kills onto Pseudo that Pseudo really needs to thrive. I mean, right now he's just got the BF Sword and Pickaxe, so he doesn't even have a full Infinity Edge yet.
Purdue's going to be able to pick up that highly contested Rift Herald.
This is going to be brutal. If Purdue is actually able to pick this up here, because it does look like IUK is sweeping in from the bot side. Yes, the smite coming down out of IUK is able to snap them up a Rift Herald. Sorry, I have to get tongue-tied over myself. A beautiful base call catches 4 people! 4 members of Purdue get snared up in that, and it looks like Infernatus is still going to continue running for his life. We'll try to hide as many bushes as possible. He's not going to be able to get away from that Aurelion Soul, though. Those stars not only appearing in front of his eyes, but around his head and apparently through his body. So, yeah, it's going to spell the end for him. But, again, that was a beautiful smite contest from IUK. So, I don't know if Gungu really thought that he was going to get it. Which, again, I mean, so, the thing that I've seen out of Purdue, the big mistake that they make is they routinely underestimate the team they're playing against.
I mean, most of their team is High Diamond, and they're playing a bunch of flats.
I mean, yeah, okay, so they do have a lot of advantages, right? But it almost seems like they don't take these seriously sometimes, right? Because so Smite was up for Gungu, right? He saw Rift Herald being taken down. He knows exactly how much damage is on that Rift Herald, right? He knows how much damage his Smite does, which is actually more than Infernatus right now. He's an entire level ahead of him. Sense says that he should have been able to smite away that Rift Herald, right? However, he didn't. Like last time when they were getting into team fights, there were certain times when they would stick around a little bit too long. They could actually pull off a team fight when they were down a member, because they just weren't respecting the amount of damage or the amount of skill that's coming out of IUK.
I don't think he's giving Infernatus enough credit. I think he might have flagged and then smoked, so that way it would increase his damage on Rift Herald.
That's, you know what, that actually, that's fair. That's actually fair. Thank you.
I'm like, I don't have a replay to double check.
Yeah, no, I really wish we did, because I actually kind of want to see that, because I didn't think that I saw a flag. I thought he ran up. But yeah, that's actually a really good point. The extra damage from the flag could have done a lot there. However, anyway, I guess getting back to the action, a continued siege coming out of the side of Purdue onto this bot turret. Man, these Prey Seekers are just hitting their mark every single time, and it's doing so much damage to IUK under this turret. Man, I mean, they're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue decides to back off here. Oh, yep, looks like they might attempt to rotate somewhere else. Oh, well, looks like they're going to continue sticking around. They've chunked out IUK so low and gotten this tower so low that they can just stick in. Mastin getting a little bit ahead of themselves is going to have to continue running and get away from Gungu. The tunnel's going to end up missing him.
I honestly think that this is going to be game within the next minute.
Yeah, it's very possible. With the amount of damage that Purdue is able to put out right now, ooh, the flag and drag in, the ultimate Fate's Call lands onto 4 members of Purdue. Maybe, oh, there we go, Pseudo being able to pick up the first kill onto Gungu is going to end up chasing off Purdue. 5 members still alive to the side of IUK.
I want to see Lost Person on more bar. That is the second time he's got 4 people. In the earlier fight, the Rift Herald, it was literally all 4 people that were alive.
You know what? I agree. The performance that Lost Person's had on this Bard has been so incredibly impressive. I mean, he's being able to catch somebody in his ultimate aside from one person, or aside from one time every single time. You know, I mean, there was the 2-person ultimate, there was the 4-person, another 4-person there. So yeah, I think IUK would, if they can practice with Lost Person on that Bard, I think they'll be able to see a lot of success with that.
Yep, so Purdue just resetting. It looks like they're going to try to get at least vision or pressure some people off of this Cloud Drake area.
And yet another Cloud Drake. This is the 4th Cloud Drake that we've seen in 2 games. I know they say RNG, but
dude,
I mean,
Purdue's
this
just
is
flying high.
Ridiculous. Right. Ooh, Pseudo. Looks like he might be in trouble here. The little health bot from Lost Person gonna get him out. But one more auto and he would have been toast. Rift Herald being loose here on the bot side. Thieves gonna go ahead and go toe-to-toe with that thing. Take that out. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is going for this Baron. Looks like all of IUK is gonna be jumping in. Yeah, Mundo gonna jump in, being taken extremely low from Sam, gonna end up picking up that kill for himself. And Thieves also teleported up here to try to join the party. The Graviton field coming out from Maston is gonna slow everybody down. Will he be able to get away from Holy Carp though? Ultimate coming out, the Light gonna end up taking him very low and picking the kill for Charmy. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot that IUK can do here, unless maybe a sneaky Bard Blade over the wall? Oh, there we go, another one of those beautiful ultimates. The damage just wasn't there. I appreciate that effort. You know, I don't think he would have gotten it anyway, so Gungu had his smite up, and knew exactly what was going on. So, but I still think the attempt was really smart there from Lost Person.
He doesn't have Death Cop, that's why.
Yeah, you're right. Man, what kind of support isn't building that nowadays, you know? What happened to the good old days of Death Cab Zyra?
Oh, don't bring those up. I honestly, in that fight, IUK had all the tools of success that they needed. They had 3 stuns onto the Twitch. They got him really low, just never finished things out.
They just weren't able to find the damage. Speaking of damage, a lot being put out here to Infernatus. 3 members of IUK going down. Lost Person was the last person to go. And that is game. Sam finishing off that turret in a beautiful 2-0 from Purdue. Congrats to them for taking this win from IUK. Man, although this game was very well played from both sides. I think we have to give both teams their due there. Amazing plays from Lost Person, being able to pull off all of those the Bard stuns that the Faith Calls that he was able to land were absolutely beautiful. I think the Smite play that we were talking about with the Rift Herald on Infernatus was fantastic. Yeah, what's your take on this game?
I'm very impressed with how both Purdue and IUK played. I'm more concerned about how ninja-like Thief was, becoming 9-0-5, but never really having any standout plays.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of weird.
It was all these 1v1s, right, that he was able to get out over the course of the game, right? Like, I mean, you saw him almost take out Pseudo on the bot side. I mean, he had a lot of those plays around the game, and that's why he was able to stay in his lanes. They were using him as a split pusher, right? So he would take out one person off to the side, and then continue doing what he was doing. But it was sort of at the same time that we had team fights going on, and so we weren't really able to cover it correctly, or like we weren't able to catch them. Darn that auto guide spectator. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Any closing comments from Magic Cats?
None at all. I'm just blown away by both games, and I hope to see you guys all next week.
Yep. We will see you guys here next week. Don't know who we'll be broadcasting, but hey, Cats is here for so much more collegiate League of Legends action. We hope to see you then. Have a great night, guys.
Quick note, we will be having the MSU Ohio State game tomorrow. Should be at the
Right.
same time.
So join us here at 8:30 to catch MSU and Ohio State. It's going to be a really fun time. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. Have a good night.